GM. Good morning, fam. Moonvember the 13th. We settled on Moonvember, I think, right? Is everybody cool with Moonvember for the month? I'm going to unmute you guys. I muted you before, but there we go. Open. Moonvember, we cool with that?
Moonvember is the proper name now, for sure.
Up only from here.
I love it. I love it. Well, man, we're deep in it. Good morning, guys. Hey, quick heads up. Obviously, we got some great guests here. Let me start with that. Some incredible guests here. Josh and Daniel from the incredible TradePort marketplace. Good morning, guys. And Scott, our head of data from CryptoSlam. Good to see all of you.
Great to be here.
Good to be here.
So, quick heads up for people watching. Okay, let me throw it up on the screen. I want to give like a little, not a disclaimer warning, but a little bit. Look, a little technical issues this morning from the streaming service I'm using. Like, look, you're getting this behind the scenes look here. If we have trouble with the stream here, we'll probably switch over to a Spaces, which will actually be pretty fun. That'd actually be kind of cool. Get you guys up asking some questions too. But a heads up about that. So if you are watching on YouTube or X, whichever, if there's issues with the stream, please just let us know in the chat. And then also a heads up, if you're watching over on X, over on CryptoSlam.io, the gang is chatting over on YouTube, so you may want to head over there too to join in on the fun. You can find us at SlamX Official over there. Gravity, good morning. Don, good morning. Barry, good morning. Guys, smash the like, share the show. Man, let's get into it. I do want to say, dude, market's cooking. Crypto's cooking. The trenches are fun. We were talking just before the show a little bit about the trenches. I hope we get into that a bit too. But you guys, maybe I could say us, we all have our own little spice to add to this NFT season. And maybe I'm saying that word partially, like kind of purposefully. Maybe you guys could share what is actually cooking, what you've been building, what the heck is happening here. And Daniel or Joshua, either way, if you want to tell the people what is happening.
Yeah, so we are partnering up with CryptoSlam, you guys, with SlamNet to bring the NFT ecosystems that we support a season to earn points. So we have been, I don't know how many times we've gotten the question over the past 3 years since we've been building TradePort: win points, win season, win leaderboard for points. Well, now it's coming. So we are working with CryptoSlam and SlamNet here. This is basically everyday actions on TradePort will earn you points in this campaign. If you buy, list, collection bid, all the things you would normally do on TradePort across all the chains we're on will earn you points, minting items. And then there's also ways to get bonuses. You can verify through indexer bots, so you can get notifications from indexer. That gives you a bonus. You can get a .slam domain. That'll give you a bonus. And then you can also, there's volume bonuses as well. So that's kind of the high level. Scott, I don't know if you want to add anything to that there.
Fantastic run through of that. I'm not sure what else I can add, really. As Daniel says, we've been working behind the scenes for a few months now to try and piece everything together. And it's all sort of aligned perfectly now that we can enable this leaderboard facility through the SlamNet ecosystem and work alongside TradePort for those active communities that you guys have got going on over there.
You've got the communities that your marketplace supports are ones I've been really interested in getting some exposure to, starting to trade in. They're not it's not the chains that I've gotten to trade yet. Again, I've wanted to for a long time. This is a great incentive for me to get over there and finally start doing it. Let me do a little not plug, shit, whatever. It's a shill. Guys, I've been telling you, you might want to grab your .slam domains. And Randy, our founder, CEO of CryptoSlam, on the show last week, also teased, look, it's going to have utility throughout the SlamNet ecosystem. And this partnership with TradePort is the very first utility for it, and it sounds like it's pretty incredible utility. And we'll get like more through bullet points of what is happening, how technically it works. But just at the start, you want to grab your .slam domains. You can grab those at slamnet.xyz/claim. Scoop up your name before someone else grabs it. I think some of them are starting to get grabbed ahead of time. Scott, remind me, do you have to have a little soul in your wallet just to cover fees? I think that's how it works.
Absolutely. Yeah, spot on.
There you go. Have a little dusting of soul in your wallet, so you can grab that domain. And any trouble, hop on our Discord. Let us know. Open a ticket. I think it'll be smooth sailing. And you guys know I'm always here. But grab those domains, and we'll get more into, I think, the nitty gritty here. Scott, can I show the SlamNet Season 1 page just for a reference as we're going through things?
Absolutely, yes.
Nice.
So this has gone live this morning. A new addition to the SlamNet website. For anybody who's eagerly been on the site already, who's probably taken a scour through and grabbed all of the information that they want to process from this. I don't know if I start running through the site now, I guess.
Well, let's do, let me think. I'm trying to think of a good starting point here. I mean, let's even go with Season 1. Season 1 for points farming. First off, can we think about this similar to Blur Season 1 farming and Magic Eden and Tensor and what everybody's kind of speculating about OpenSea? Are we thinking of very similar things happening here? Like you said, it's trading, and your activities in the marketplace earn you points. That's simple,
best
right?
way to think about this is exact same way as Blur. I think one of the really interesting things that's awesome about partnering with SlamNet on this is we get to do it across a multitude of chains. So obviously people have done a lot of points farmings in past seasons inside the EVM space and the Solana space. We're bringing kind of that same concept into the movement ecosystem with Aptos and Sui. We've got Near, we've got Stacks, which is an OG Bitcoin L2. We've got Movement that's going to be launching here in a few weeks. So bringing a bunch of new kind of communities that you probably haven't seen. So like user bases that you haven't seen inside the EVM space into the SlamNet Season 1. So I don't know, it's really exciting. It's also, I mean, to my knowledge, this is like the first time that there's been a crossover for a season where it's not the marketplace itself running the season, but it's like two ecosystems together, which I think is going to be really powerful. And it's going to be a cool kind of concept to see play out.
That's a good, you're right. I didn't think of that. I've never heard of that before. And I don't know, could be wrong here, but I don't think I've seen it as this like kind of cross-chain initiative too, right? Yep. No, Magic Eden, I don't think that's totally right. I think Diamonds, it's kind of across multiple chains. But yeah, there's certainly a fresh twist on this. By the way, is it Sui or Sui? How do you say it?
I'm going to get in trouble if I pronounce this wrong.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, I'll say it. Then I'll say it wrong.
Wu Pig Sui, right? Yeah. But that's the way we would say it.
Well, that's like, that has been on my radar. I mean, going back to earlier this year when like Beanie was talking about it a lot, and like I regret not getting in there earlier, both NFTs and then DeFi. But man, now the past, like, I don't know, 6-8 weeks, Raoul Pal talking about it all the time, and I heard Mando and OSF, they're all talking about that ecosystem. And finally, like, I messaged my brother, I'm like, I can't ignore it anymore. Like, it's too big to ignore. And I see the marketplace cooking. I see the NFTs actually getting a lot of volume. As we go through this, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to try to pick your brains about it and see if I can get some alpha for the community. Just because, again, I do think that's an exceptionally hot ecosystem to be looking at, as is Base, as are all these other chains. I like Near. I've collected over there before in Stacks. Like, incredible stuff. So just a lot of fresh... just a fresh angle on all of this, a place I don't think many people have traded and I have a feeling are going to be trading in those ecosystems. So good stuff there. Then let's touch on Season 1, and you guys chime in wherever and whenever, but Season 1, what does it look like? When does it start? And like, if you can try to walk us through what it actually looks like from a trader's perspective.
Yeah, so it'll start in just under 2 hours. Points will start being generated. Believe you'll start seeing points updated on the leaderboard tomorrow at the same time. So it'll refresh every 24 hours. So if you're wanting to keep up with your points, you can go check that out every day and see where you've moved to on the leaderboard, how many points you've gotten. So that's kind of how that'll work. as far as actually like generating points, as we mentioned, everyday actions are going to generate points on TradePort. So if you're just active on TradePort, that's going to help you get involved. But you can, and sorry, that's kind of the leaderboard on TradePort is actually a P&L leaderboard. So the leaderboard for SlamNet will be on the SlamNet side. So everyday actions will garner you points, but there are ways to get more points on TradePort. So the more competitively you bid on items, you're going to generate more points. The more competitively you list items, you're going to generate more points. So there, we want to reward organic activity, not people just, listing items that are, 1,000 SWE above the floor that are never going to get bought. We want to reward people who are actually listing and bidding competitively. So those are some important points. Volume is going to have, an impact on your points as well. So these actions individually generate points, but then there are multipliers. So volume can be a multiplier on your points. And as I mentioned, verifying through our indexer bots, like if you go to our Discord and verify with our indexer bots, that's going to give you a big bonus on your points as well. That's one of the bigger bonuses you can get. But yeah, those are kind of like the high level, how you participate, what kind of, I guess tricks there are to generating points. I don't know if there's anything else that anyone wants to add there.
I'll let you guys chime in. I had a question, but you guys go. If there was anything.
I think you covered it amazingly again, Daniel. I think I ran a bit early. I've been buying up SUI NFTs all morning, and I'm not going to earn any points for that, so I might have to repeat the same process again tomorrow.
What's the alpha, Scott?
Shucks.
What are the
You're
collections?
Just gonna have to spend more on shucks for us, right?
Yeah.
Hang on,
Which I think that's the SWE action loader just went down for trending. I just messaged the team if that would happen.
Too many people on it.
Hold on, let me see.
I don't know what's
going on here. Okay, so it's just that trending part. If you go in, I'll give you some alpha if you guys are looking to buy some stuff. Go into the search bar, Hudah, search Prime, and filter for SWE. Yeah, there you go. So this would definitely be like the top collection right now. A great team behind it, Studio Mirai. They're like behind Aeon, Prime Machine, Robots. Really, really good team, very active community, some of the best builders in the space. All this art is actually on chain too. So they did something pretty unique with the images where like the images, like the files are inside objects inside SWE instead of linking out to IPFS. But these are definitely some of the best builders inside the space. So if you're looking for SWE, I would give these guys the thumbs up. Not financial advice. Do your own research, all the typical ones, but this would be a good community to start with.
All right, I'm trying to dig into them live here.
The team behind Prime Machine is they're awesome. They're some based builders for sure. They're some of the best devs on SWE.
Dude, I love it. That's something I do want to get to. I mean, what the hell? We can do it now. But who are some of the like noteworthy people in the SWE ecosystem?
Yes, I mean, there's like the OGs. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like SWE launched like basically right at the end of the bear, or right at the beginning of the bear, right, Daniel?
Yeah, like in the depths of it. They launched probably 4 or 5 months after, 6 months after FTX, something like that. Well, it was 4 months after FTX.
4 months after FTX. So it was really interesting.
I mean, it was depths.
SWE, and I think one of the reasons they've rallied so hard, kind of as the bull market came back, is everybody's in the green on SWE. Like they're never like they launched like peak bear. So like every user in the entire chain is in the green. So I think they've got a lot of staying power as we go into a bull cycle, which is, for SWE is like It's not Solana. It's not an EVM L1 or L2. They've got really strong volumes, and that's kind of a big reason for that. So everybody who built inside that ecosystem was building during the bear. It's like very committed user bases, very committed builders. I think that's why it's like come back so strong, both on the fungible token side, but in the NFT space as well.
Man, I dig it.
Yeah, that's definitely the key. Is that people who were building there, it was like terrible conditions from the start, and so they were pretty committed to just building in Sui and stuck around. So that there's been of the new ecosystems that we've seen, the community on Sui, both like the developer community and just the users, is super strong because of that.
So with farming, there's boosts. I think you mentioned that there's boosts. There's ways to get multipliers on your points. What are those ways? I know one of them. I can't remember if we said it earlier, but I'll let you just kind of rattle off how people can get those multipliers. And how long is the season 2? Actually, there's a couple things like that I think we need to dive into.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you can see there, the season ends on December the 31st at the moment. That's part 1 of this season. So yeah, there's the end date. In terms of the boosts, as Daniel mentioned, there's a couple of things on both sides which can add additional boosts. From the TradePort perspective, the boosts will be in the predefined calculation of your score. So you won't necessarily be able to have a breakdown of how you've earned your boosts necessarily. Whereas on the SlamNet side, our .slam domain is what will populate that boost column. So I don't know if you want to hover over that tooltip on the boost column, Hudah, on the leaderboard just there. But essentially, by registering a .slam domain, which is our main piece of our ecosystem for SlamNet going forward, there's a section of a domain, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with domains, but a domain essentially is an on-chain record. It's a TLD, and there is part of the domain is a records tab, which will let you store additional information behind your domain. And in the .slam domains, there's now the ability to add your SUI record, your NEAR record, your Aptos record, etc., etc. So we're going to cross-reference the domains with the leaderboard rankings and show your boost on the leaderboard. So that's going to be one of the biggest ways to boost your points in the long run. I don't know if you want to take it, Daniel, from your side regarding the boosts. I know you've mentioned them previously, like the Discord verification bot and things like that. But
yeah, you can go back and hover over, the loyalty section. So that just the more loyal you are to TradePort, you'll get a boost there. That's like if you're 100% loyal, you'll get a boost on your points. So that means like all your actions that you're doing go through TradePort instead of through other marketplaces. And then for verified, if you hop over to TradePort,
the website, yeah, hang on.
Yes.
And I'm actually separately, I'm going to hop in the Discord, see if I can show off those bots. Okay.
And then click on the notification, the little bell up there, and subscribe now. That's one way to get to our verification bot. So you can get that verification boost. So you can go through and connect your Discord to your wallet. You'll get notifications when someone buys an item in your wallet, bids on items in your wallet, and you can take actions directly there. You can also get there through our TradePort Discord or any of the collections that we also provide bots, verification bots to most of the collections on Sui and Aptos. So any of those collections, if you go and verify your holdings in there, you'll be signing up for our verification bot as well. So like I said, that's one of that along with the .slam, domain. Those are two of the bigger bonuses you can get. So definitely, in addition to this just being a helpful product for people, it's going to help them a lot with their points. So that's one of the big bonuses.
One thing that is just a note on like Discord bots, especially for the notification system. So one really nice thing about the indexer bot, TradePort, if anything happens in your wallet and it's related, you're going to receive a DM. So I think we've all kind of had that experience where there's like 10 marketplaces inside of an ecosystem. You listed an NFT on Marketplace A 7 months ago. Now you use Marketplace C. If that item gets bought on Marketplace A, you're going to get a DM. If you get a bid on any marketplace for any of your NFTs, you're going to get a DM. So it's just very helpful kind of tool for understanding like when things are actually happening on your assets, and you don't lose stuff. So.
Yeah, incredible. Man, I don't have a Sui, Aptos, Near, Stacks wallet yet, so I don't think I can get the Discord. I really do want to show off the bots. Actually, you got, if any of you want to, you don't have to. If any of you want to show it, you can share your screen and we can peek at them just if you want.
Yeah, let me see if I can get.
Otherwise, or while you're doing it, what do these multipliers look like? Like, can we start talking? I don't know if it'll matter quite yet. Like, trade equals X number of points. Multiplier looks like, 2x the points. Do we have an idea of what that does look like? And also, I don't know if you want me to ask this, but what do points mean? What do they do?
Scott, do you want to take the second part of that question? What do points mean? What do they do?
I'm not sure I do want to take the second part of that question. I suppose you're going to have to hang around and wait and find out. More information is going to be drip-fed through season 1. There's a big campaign coming. We were talking about this just before the beginning of the call. I think there's a couple of legal documents to get across the line or whatever, but there's a big campaign coming, over the next week to 10 days. So I suppose stick around and you'll find out. I think that's the most I can say.
It's a good way to put it because the community's been doing that already. And like, look, I think they've been poking around on the SlamNet website, and there's plenty of info there. Again, there's just a lot more that's coming. You're slowly seeing these pieces come into place, and this is it's a big piece. Yeah, it's one of the big pieces starting to fall into place. But yeah, do some digging over there. Let me know if and when you do want to show that bot. In the meantime, rewards are instant, points accruing, did you say every 24 hours?
So they occur in every minute. They'll be building up, but we're just going to refresh the leaderboard every 24 hours. And that gives us a way to identify the amount of points that have been earned over a 24-hour period and the amount of all-time points. So yeah, so every 24 hours, the leaderboard will be updated with your latest amount of points that you have earned through the platform. But as far as I'm aware, you're earning points from 4 p.m. UTC today, an hour and a half's time.
Okay. Well, man, okay, Scott, we've been looking at the Crypto Slam collection rankings. Like, volume it's back big time. The past 2 days, like, man, I think the most NFT volume we've seen in 6+ months. Are you seeing that also in your marketplace, and are these chains are really starting to come back to life with trading? Are you feeling the same thing over there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think volumes have basically doubled every month for the last quarter.
Oh, wow.
So like, volumes are definitely coming back pretty strong inside the ecosystems.
Wow. So even kind of, it was kind of slow over the summer, but even then you saw an uptick in those ecosystems. And those, again, it's base, it's sweet, it's ecosystems that were kind of starting at the ground floor and at that point only have one direction to go. I know everybody I know that does trade NFTs has got those ecosystems circled. Maybe hasn't gotten in yet, but that's where they're watching.
Yeah.
And then I'm ready. I've got the bot pulled up too, so we can do that anytime.
You have the bots?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. Okay. Look at the bottom. You should hopefully see something that says present.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, watching, fire off questions if you have them. Whenever you have them, we'll certainly put them up here and get the guys to answer them. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. Really, like, look, you guys know I'm a DJ, Scott is, and I think you realize now Daniel, Joshua are. It's exciting to be a part of. The thing that I know people like, it's trading. It's being rewarded for trading. It is a treat to be a part of that thing, which gets really exciting as things heat up, and it is starting to do just that.
I say that we've got a permissions.
I have just the notifications pulled up if we want to look at those.
Yeah, do that. Go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, speaking of volume, I mean it's looking awesome. Bitcoin flipped Ethereum. It's that time, man. Okay. Oh, I see you now.
Oh, that's not what I want to see.
No, all right. You just tell me when I can share.
Okay. Share the whole screen.
While we're working through that, Hudah, I suppose it's to note that we're going to be starting to integrate the chains that TradePort have got integrated on their marketplace into CryptoSlam. So
Nice.
we're going to start to see, the likes of Near, etc., over the next however long, get integrated into the CryptoSlam leaderboard, and we'll start to see all that activity building up on our website as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Dead, if you're watching, a good friend of mine from early NFT days, he's minted his everydays on Near for years. I think you're still doing it, Dead, but yeah, that's awesome to hear. Good stuff. Is this okay to share now?
Yes. So this is what can you see this okay now?
Yeah, it looks good to me.
This is what the DMs look like when you verify through the indexer bot. So you get a DM from indexer bot in addition to kind of being verified in whatever Discord you originally came from. You can see I've verified with a couple wallets here, so you can verify with as many wallets as you want across all the chains we're on. So these are EVM wallets that I've verified with. I've also tied this same Discord account to my Sui wallets, my Aptos wallets. I don't have any activity on those wallets that are tied in here, but when you verify, it'll show you right now what your overall realized P&L is, and then you can click out, and it'll take you to TradePort to see your total portfolio value, your P&L, your assets. So that's just the message you get whenever you verify. But once you're verified, you'll start getting notifications like this, my base ping sold, and so I got a notification that I sold it via a collection offer. Someone accepted an offer, and I got a notification that offer was accepted. And then these items that I had listed sold, so I got notifications when they sold, which is really nice. Like us as NFT degens ourselves, we got tired of always having to go check the sites that we listed these on to see if it had been sold or if one of our bids had been accepted. So we just wanted to give people an easy way to see items that had been sold. And when you tie this across all your different chains that you're on, you'll get to see notifications streaming in from your activity on different chains. And so it just gives you a way to stay updated on that. And then if you want to go dive in and look more at that item or at your wallet, you can just easily go to TradePort that way. But it just gives you an easy way to keep up with it, where a lot of us NFT folks live in Discord.
This nice thing too is, like, say these are base NFTs. So if your item's sold or you received an offer on Magic Eden or OpenSea or any of the NFT marketplaces inside base, like, you're going to get notifications for that too. So you only have to register once and it'll track everywhere.
Man, very, very cool. By the way, how do you feel about the base ecosystem? I know people have like really high hopes for it, and man, maybe hasn't materialized yet, but are you feeling that energy building up over there too? You as bullish on base as you were maybe day one?
I would say we also think that there's a very bright future for base. Probably hasn't materialized yet, but I mean, especially going into the cycle that we're going into now, I think Coinbase is just going to kill it. So I would expect a lot of, I honestly, this is my perspective. Out of all the L2s inside the EVM, I would probably be the most bullish on base. Basically.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure on the L2s on ETH. Base has built an interesting ecosystem so far with NFTs, where it's very, I don't know, they have a lot of good artists. A lot of people are just kind of having fun there. There's been a lot of free PFP mints that have done well, but also just really good art. A lot of editions have been launched on Base, and it seems like it's bringing a little bit of the energy of 2020, 2021 NFTs back, maybe before it turned totally degen.
Yeah.
Bringing some of that fun back of we're just going to create cool art. People are going to collect this. They're going to have fun. So we haven't seen any sort of crazy mania on PFP collections on Base, but there's been some interesting PFP collections. But I think there's a good solid foundation of just people who enjoy NFTs there. So while Sui seems to has gotten a lot of good traction on the NFT side and kind of outperformed other NFT ecosystems on its growth, but it's more of like just awesome builders, but also just kind of your traditional PFP NFTs that people also have fun buying and trading and playing around with. So it's different. They both gain traction in different ways, and I feel like they both have a pretty bright future coming up. But yeah, we feel bullish on Base for sure.
I love that. Yeah, I always thought, and it still may play out this way, I thought that the Tezos art scene would kind of migrate over to Base, and they did at the beginning. It felt like there was some really cool artists that were minting, editions, one, whatever. They definitely started over there. I don't know if that's materialized yet, but to the point about PFPs and whatnot, I know a few people who have been working for a year on collections that have been waiting for the market to be right to turn around, but Base is where they've all circled as the place they want to drop it. So I feel like there's just this huge supply. I don't know how big, but a decent supply of NFTs that are getting ready, again, building, made all the connections, got the deals, got their promotional stuff all set up ahead of time. And I Base might come on strong just kind of out of nowhere. Not that it's not already, but I think that's got some potential kind of quickly here. Okay. I'm curious, top of mind or volume on Base, volume on Sui, and Near Stacks, the others. Where do you think they would place, I guess, compared to some of these other chains? I don't have any great context of 24-hour volume, 7-day volume. What does it look like over there?
It'd be between Arbitrum and Flow for Sui. So north of 50K. 24-hour volume is what Sui's doing. So yeah, that'd be number 9 right now.
Which I love. I mean, because I'm always looking at the top 10 to see anything mixing up the top 10, and already is. I mean, truthfully, though, that's the numbers they're doing. Already is a top 10 blockchain in with. I don't know if you guys think Super Cycle's coming for NFTs or not, but I think clearly something awesome is heading this way. It's gonna be very awesome to see a shakeup here. So looking forward to that.
Do you mind changing it to 30 days?
30 days, yeah. Let's peek.
It's just I always look at it on those terms, so it's a little easier to tell.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Base would be probably above Flow, below BNB right now. But I mean, it had months earlier this year where there was one month where Base did 75 to 100 million in volume, and that was that was excluding wash trades. I think there's some more wash trades on Base that Crypto Slam, whenever Base is up on there, will probably filter out, and so we'll be able to see an accurate view. But I think if you take the wash trades out, it'd be 10 million in volume, something like that.
Okay.
And then Sui's probably above Arbitrum right now in the past 30 days. It's right in that range of where Ronin, Arbitrum, and Cardano are. And it's really as far as growth, I mean, you can see how those have kind of tailed off some. It's probably growing the fastest of any of these chains up here. Because it doubled last month in October. It'll double again probably this month.
Yeah, wild. Again, back to who's talking about that ecosystem. I just think it's a matter of time till something I mean, people are calling that ecosystem, Scott, don't hate me for this, but people are calling that ecosystem or that blockchain maybe a Solana killer. That's a little much. I think that's maybe a little extreme, but that's what they're saying. Not me, Scott, but they're saying it.
I think it becomes since Solana's going to flip ETH, Sui will take Solana's spot.
Oh, wow.
Basically.
I like that. I actually like that. But
we boil things down pretty simply. I think people like to have like easy heuristics to look at on cycles, right? Like last cycle, people looked at Solana and they were like, "Oh, look at what ETH did last cycle." Maybe Solana can do that this cycle. Solana basically did, what ETH did the prior cycle, last cycle. And so I think a lot of people are looking at, okay, what is going to have a Solana like run this cycle? I want to find the next Solana. So maybe it's not a Solana killer, but I think a lot of people are hunting for the next Solana, right?
Yep.
And Sui, when we started building on Sui and Aptos, not to make us sound smart, because there's definitely some luck involved, but we're like, one of these is probably going to be like, people are going to look at it as the next Solana or whatever this cycle. And it seems like Sui has really gained that mind share and that narrative. Like you see it on Twitter all the time. People are like, Sui is the next Solana. Some people say Sui is a Solana killer. I don't know about that, but it definitely has a lot of the characteristics you would want if you're looking for something that's going to be the next Solana, right? Like super fast, great builders, great to build on, super flexible, but also has like a really good long-term narrative where the team is really good. They come from Facebook. They're working with like legit teams to bring legit companies, gaming studios, all of that online. So there's a really good long-term narrative for Sui too. But yeah, I definitely think people are looking for the next Solana this cycle, and Sui is kind of filling that gap.
And look, that's nothing but praise for Solana. If somebody wants to take you down, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. By the way, maybe some alpha. This is like some smooth brain alpha maybe. I didn't see any Sui rocks yet. And man, did those cook like over on ApeChain. You got to get the first rock collection on any blockchain. So if there's no rock yet, any Sui creators out there,
but you know what you could do? You should launch it right now. You can go to the
launch it on our launchpad.
Create an edition, create a rock edition. Just go live with it.
Oh, Scott, could you whip me up a rock? Are you an artist, Scott? You got that little side to you?
Can you go just download the rocks from ETH and put them up that way?
Oh, that's not a bad idea. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can pull it off live. That'd be incredible. They'll cook. Though. That's just what rocks do. I think there's base rocks. I would assume. Okay, Ether rocks. Yeah.
Are they all the same, or is it? Oh, they are.
They're different. Yeah, they got traits. Yeah. But look, man, opportunity.
You could get an addition going. Just one rock on Sui.
Yeah. Look, if you guys beat me to it, you're win, right? But somebody's got to do it, and it will cook. It's just what happens here. Okay, I put up on the screen just a minute ago. I know, kind of taking a left turn here, but new all-time high for Bitcoin, smashed through 90K. Did we touch 91, guys? I think we touched. I think so.
That's amazing.
Yeah. George, dude,
I got a
awesome.
text. I got a text from someone that said 91. So
man, amazing. Yeah, people in the chat are shouting it out, going nuts.
We've entered the part of the cycle where your cousin, who's like semi-familiar that crypto's a thing, starts texting you what he should buy.
Yeah,
that's the part of the cycle that
we're there. It's happening, you guys. It's happening now. You're getting people reaching out.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Totally.
I think I saw yesterday too. Robinhood is the #1 app in the Apple App Store, which people tell me is like a top signal too. But I'm like, I'm that guy. I'm always the guy that says this time is different. That's me, and I said it again. This time's different. I think it is different. I do.
The top signal is going to be when Kevin Rose comes back into the time.
Oh,
that'll be top signal.
He'll be back. He'll be, dude. I'm not going to name names, but there's a main character who had disappeared for most of the past, probably this year. And it's people who've probably made a lot of money, right? And they can afford to take a break. They don't have to. But like I was telling somebody, I'm like, they're coming back. Everybody's coming back. If you swore off the space, you're coming back. Probably on an alt account, but you're coming back. You can't not, get in here and get that rush again. And man, what's happening here is magic. Okay, so as guys is working this space, have you felt a distinct change since last week, the election, Trump wins? Because I know I felt it, Scott. I think you too. There's just behind the scenes a different kind of willingness to focus on building again. Maybe people were waiting to build, waiting to see the outcome of the election to say, okay, now we go. Now that plan we had, the building we did, now we actually do it. Now we release it. You're seeing that too on your end and in these ecosystems.
Yeah, I mean, I can just speak personally. Well, one, the optimism is just way higher now. And I think a big one is like, okay, like the government's no longer trying to actively kill our industry, right? So there's a lot of relief. So if you made it through the last 2 years, I think you probably have a lot of, not that we were that stressed like 6 months ago because the market did come back, but you're like, okay, the market's going to, like the industry is going to survive and is being embraced by the government and it's going to be being embraced by all the institutions. So this one, I mean, we say this every single cycle. This one feels way different than previous cycles. Plus, the infrastructure is actually there. Like all the infrastructure has been built over the last 4 years to where you can actually have consumer apps that go mainstream. Like everything's there. Where if you would have started 4 years ago, like even in the NFT space, like every single company was building custom indexers. Like it was a total mess.
Yeah.
Everything is there now to like build whatever you want to do on chain and then go really mainstream at like an industrial level. So I do think that's why it feels so different this time.
Dude, it's a great point. It's actually a super underrated point. Like even people who dabbled, a few years back, it is so complicated. If you're super technical and you're interested in it, it's still complicated, or I should say it was. It was really hard to navigate this space. It was hard to learn how to trade and what to trade and learning all the new terminology. Anybody who tried back then and comes back today, it's a completely different space. It is more user-friendly. It is easier. The platforms work better. I think it's just easier to pick a lane and like actually do it, actually find some success there, which is awesome. It's platforms like TradePort, just so easy to access and so easy to get exposure to some of these awesome NFTs. It is like SlamNet. It is those domains that help you just get connected to these different ecosystems. This didn't exist 3-4 years ago. So, man, it is a really, really exciting time for the space. And then, just as far as that optimism, this exploded last night. I don't know the full story, but I think Trump tweeted something about this new Department of Government Efficiency. And then all of a sudden you have Elon Musk tweeting Doge, right? And you have the Trump campaign releasing Doge t-shirts. And that's a vibe. Again, we didn't have it last cycle. It's a whole different thing. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this, and so it's why
that is a meme literally making it into the government, which is hilarious.
Who did?
What's the last step of the cycle? It's like first they mock you, then they fight you, then they embrace you.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, we have now a government department named Doge. I would say that's embrace. And what a timeline we're living in that we have a department named Doge. That is just incredible.
It's mind-boggling. Now, okay, maybe I got to walk back my comment about it being so much easier for people, because now they come in and they hear Doge and they go looking for a Doge coin and they see there's like probably 1,000 Doges now. And how do you make sense of it? And we've already seen somebody who's done that with Bitcoin. There's that Murad token, right? The what the hell is the name of that
Harry
one?
Potter,
Yes.
Obama Sonic Inu.
Dude, perfect. Wow. Yeah. But that literally the ticker is Bitcoin. And I wonder if that's going to be confusing for people, or I wonder if that's going to actually make it easier for them to just finally get it, for them to finally realize I've been overthinking it. It's shit posting, it's gambling, it's having fun, it's the memes, and people do get memes. Finally, everybody gets memes. So, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. Again, on one hand, it sounds more complicated. On the other, is it funny? The end, right? Is it funny? By the way, I've been watching this closely. Actually, I'm going to pull up Sweet because I'm really curious what that looks like. But interest in Bitcoin and crypto is just ramping up to, I think, 2022 levels.
Oh, wow.
It's something special's happened. I wonder if it blows it away too, just because it does feel different. But
can we put it on worldwide? See,
good
if that
point.
looks any different? About the same.
Yeah, man, that escalated quickly too. It really did.
Escalate quickly.
Dude, wow. I thought we'd get back to like spring levels.
What's the bottom right before it goes vertical?
Right here.
Oh wow! So like literally this month.
Yeah, it's the election. I think it's basically right there that
it's
sent
Trump saying it's going to be a reserve asset, and that's breaking 80, 90K.
Yeah.
I don't know. When it breaks 100K, the search volume is going to be stupid.
So I'm going to peek, and maybe I won't put this past 5 years, but I do want to see like SWE and maybe base. I'm just curious. My DGen mind is going there. Man, it just tells me it's got a one direction it can go.
What about if you throw Solana in there too?
Ooh. Trending down, Scott. It's over. It's over for Solana.
That is amazing, just how much mind share Bitcoin has.
Oh my God, yes. And that to me is the opportunity for everything else. Because like I like the L2 ecosystem and these other I love it. Like the more the better. Yes, more confusing to some degree, but I think it's tech that solves that too for people. Like to some degree, do you think people are going to stop caring which chain things are on? Do we get to that point?
I think we get to that point. But I mean, I've said that for a long time. I mean, it does feel like people cross over a lot. But, you know, like on TradePort, like every chain lives inside the same viewport. But people are still pretty territorial. Like if you're an Aptos user, you're buying Aptos NFTs. We don't see a lot of crossover with those users, even though they're still inside the Mood ecosystem. So I don't know. I mean, I do think long term it probably doesn't matter, but today it's still very every chain's its own religion, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, people are always going to want to find opportunities, right? Like the trope of, oh, Bitcoin's at 90K. Like if I buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and it goes to 200K, whoop-de-doo. What else do I need to buy? Like what other chain do I need to get into? I want to, buy $1,000 worth of that and watch it do a lot more than 2x. That's like just how people are as they come into the space. So I think, yeah, like eventually we'll get to a point when I think crypto is so embedded in all the applications we use that you don't care what chain you're on. But for now, people are still just looking for opportunities and they want to find the next Solana. They want to find the next Doge, things like that. So, but Bitcoin, smashing all-time highs, hitting these numbers definitely just brings people in.
Yeah, let me do a quick a TLDR. Some of our friends are just joining the stream and asking what they miss. And so what you've missed is an incredible announcement from the guys over at TradePort and SlamNet here. Cats, you'll love this. Points, farming, trading NFTs, getting rewarded for it. That's what you're in store for here. And coming up at this point, an hour, less than 2 hours away, but over on tradeport.xyz, trading NFTs, start thinking, get in your head, Blur. Blur farming, Magic Eden farming diamonds, Tensor farming. What was the Tensor token, Scott? What did they have over there? Whatever it was.
Yeah, you've put me on the spot now.
You're the Solana guy. You got to know that. I'm going to remember this one. Hang on. It's, shit, I think it was just a Tensor token. I think it was just that. And then again, like the speculation about OpenSea, it's bringing that now to this ecosystem. With these blockchains, I don't know if you could farm trading on NFTs for these ecosystems anywhere. This will be the first time I think ever you can farm and get rewarded, earn these points, get competitive over on SUI, over on Base. Maybe Base you could do diamonds on Magic Eden, but I think this is different. But again, Aptos, Near, Stacks. Bitcoin's my favorite place to trade now. I'm really, really excited about that. I know some like very degen ordinals collections that their focus is Stacks. And I'm going to be dropping this there and making sure they know about it.
If anybody wants to get into the Stacks ecosystem, Megapont is the OG of OG teams. It easily is not even close. The best Discord for an NFT collection in all of crypto. And we're on a lot of chains, and it is like
and they launched
not
in
even
November.
close, the best one.
And they launched in November of 2021. And there hasn't been a ton of volume on Stacks over the past 24 months, basically. But that community on Discord is so active and just full of a bunch of like OGs and people that have been in the space, not just stacks, for a long time. Like the crew in there is solid.
These are the guys that dropped. Now I think it's not on Stacks. I think it's right on Bitcoin mainnet. But like the Mega Punks collection, and I think they've got like these. I think it's them, right? And
Yeah.
what is it? Mega the pets? Or I can't remember the name of it. It's not Punk
Yeah,
Pets.
so they've got Megapon on Stacks. They've got Mega Kongs on ETH, and then they got Mega Punks on Ordinals. And like that community too is like, I mean, Stacks was basically the really only Bitcoin L2 for forever. So the Ordinals, everybody from Stacks is like the original Ordinals people. So there's a lot of the original Ordinal collections that came out of the Megapon community.
And I know that DeFi ecosystem over there is cooking too. I know some guys, but I'm thinking Honey Badgers specifically over on Bitcoin are get big into Stacks, but they cooked earlier this year over in the meme.
That was Akvo, wasn't it?
Yes, I love him. He's going to come on this show at some point. He's awesome.
Oh, hilarious!
He's a
Stacks an OG Stacks guy.
Yep. Yeah, he's a character, man. Yeah, I really like him. That was the first Ordinal I minted.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
he's from Brazil, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And he's got, man, his collection's one of the most interesting stories out there. And I tell people, like, I share the things I got conviction on, and Honey Badgers is definitely that. As far as like people always talk about Node Monk's first original 10K collection over on Bitcoin. It's like, are they? Are they? And it's a fun conversation because Honey Badgers were there. They started earlier. They didn't mint out first, but I always say, does it matter? It's like, technically Bitcoin isn't, minted out, but was it the first crypto? So it's a fun conversation. It always puts them in the conversation, and that's all that mattered. But they're a great alpha group and just great people. And again, Akva is just a freaking character. So, love that dude, love that ecosystem. And then I just love their connection to Stacks.
All of those characters basically from the Ordinal community that are inside the Megapon Discord.
Yeah,
it's all there. That kind of energy.
Community, you need to go join the Megapon Discord because, those dudes are all in there.
Yeah, dude, I'll be verifying and getting in there. Well, your Discord too, but I don't think I'm in the Megapon Discord yet. I think I should.
If you verify, we support Megapon with our verification bots, so you can verify through there, and you'll be verifying through us.
Oh, good stuff. Okay, well, I'll certainly do that then. You got good vibes about the Stacks ecosystem this cycle here?
Yeah, I mean, Stacks just had Nakamoto release. Stacks transfers obviously got way faster. Smart contract calls are still pretty slow, to be honest. So there's some optimizations they need to do. I mean, Stacks has like the best narrative ever because you can do, it's like basically native Bitcoin, not wrap Bitcoin. Smart contracts with Bitcoin. So SBTC comes out in a few weeks, I think. So that'll be big for them. But we'll see. We started on Stacks. I love Stacks. They need to get the chain like legitimately faster for smart contract transactions. If that happens, then I think they've got a huge they've got a good wind at their back, and the ecosystem could really pump. And they have the most loyal community out of any blockchain ecosystem ever. Like everybody who was there when Daniel and I started there, like everybody's still around. It's just like when you need like today, like you have Sweet, right? We have basically instant finality. It scales unbelievably. Nobody wants to wait 15 minutes for a transaction to clear. So that's kind of like their big problem at the moment.
Man, incredible. Any other blockchains coming to TradePort here in the near future or just on the roadmap?
Yeah, so Movement is going live. They could go live basically anytime. So we're already live on testnet. That's what you see on TradePort right now. And then we'll be day one mainnet. So that'll be like the next big one.
Interesting.
Yeah, Movement's an interesting one. It's another move ecosystem. With the success of Sui, people are pretty excited about move ecosystems. And I would say Movement is up there in kind of like hype of new chains with, Barachain and Monad. People are really, really excited about it. The timing couldn't be better for them to go live on mainnet. So it's super interesting, and they have a great community they built there. It's very active. So it'll be a good another option for people interested in the Move ecosystem.
And these guys will be live earning points on day one.
Yeah, so when they go live with mainnet, they'll start earning points.
Oh, killer. Did you guys say a date when that's happening, or at least ballpark?
It's between the 16th and 1st of December, I think, is like the timeline there.
Oh, wow. Okay, so really soon. Yeah, and just DGen hat on here real quick. Usually some pretty awesome opportunities when a new chain goes live. Guys, you saw it with Ape Chain. Maybe it started slow the first couple days at most, and then all of a sudden, man, 10x's, things get really silly really early on. And a great way to take advantage of that here. Double dipping in a way, right? Trade the NFTs. Hopefully you do well there, but earning points on top of it and leading to who knows what. Probably something cool though. So yeah, really, really exciting there.
I mean, Daniel, you probably can pull the numbers off the top of your head. Like if you look at Aptos and Sui over the volumes they were doing like month one launch.
Yeah, I mean, Aptos is probably the best example because it wasn't just like in the depths of the bear market, but the first month on Aptos, there was over $10 million in secondary volume. So it was like, if you look at the, top volume marketplace or top volume chains on CryptoSlam, that would put it up there like top 6, top 5, or
wow.
Let's see, I don't know, it'd be top 10 for sure. And so that was, I mean, there was a ton of volume there. There was several collections that did over $1 million in volume, like in the first week. And those collections, obviously the first collections that launch are some of the most interesting on these chains. So, and I mean, with while Aptos launched before FTX, like a week or two before FTX, it was after Luna. So it was like already in the bear market. So Movement is going to be launching with way better conditions than Aptos or Sui did. I think Sui broke a couple million, 3 million in volume, something like that, the first month. That was in the depths of the bear market. So we're expecting quite a bit of volume on Movement to start out, and they're going to be launching before, of the kind of hyped chains that are coming. They're going to be launching before Monad and Bear Chain. So I think the amount of time they've been on testnet and hyping it, it's been kind of perfect. Whereas Monad and Bear Chain have been teasing and hyping for a long time. So I think there's some fatigue there. I think they'll do great, but Movement is a pretty interesting ecosystem for sure.
Yep, spicy timing, all of it. Great stuff. I want to be respectful of your guys' time here, but if I could just sneak in one last question here related to wash trading. Do you expect a good amount of wash trading on the site? Especially because of farming here. Do you categorize it on the site too? And I guess if you are doing the wash trading, it's part of the game. I think for farming to a degree. You still get points regardless of how you're trading.
Wash trading will certainly happen. We don't have a data point for that like CryptoSlam has on the data, but with the points, we do reward more organic activity. So the closer you're listing to the floor, the closer to the floor that you're putting your bids in on collection bids, those are going to get more points, quite a few X more points than other listings and bids. So yeah, you can you could try to put a bunch of listings on there and farm points that way. And then wash trading, it'll happen. But also not every collection is going to be eligible for points. So we also try to kind of handle wash trading by whitelisting kind of the real collections that people want to trade and that are good collections for points as well. So that'll make it a little more difficult for people to wash trade, but it's also part of the game. I totally expect that people will wash trade.
Yeah, interesting. Then just just thought of one last question because of what you said there. Will there be different collections at different points that earn different, I guess, multipliers? Like this collection today gets 50% more rewards. Is that going to happen here with trading?
We don't have that built in by default here. So right now, all the collections that are whitelisted will earn the same amount of points. It's an interesting idea,
though. Yeah. It brings some like momentum, whatever, to different things. Keeps things fresh. A bit. It can be fun for sure. Okay. Any final words? Any final things you think people need to know before they get started with trading again today in about an hour or so here over on TradePort? Man, that's exciting stuff.
I think we pretty much covered everything.
And by the way, guys,
main thing. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just want to mention we're all around. We're all in the community. I think we're all like, I mean, obviously full-time Web3, but we're degens. We're here in the trenches. I'm available. I know Scott is, Daniel and Joshua, I imagine too. In fact, if you guys want to DM me your socials so I can put them up on the screen too, if you want, we'd be happy to share those. But point there is reach out to anybody whenever, I think, with questions, with saying hello, whatever it is. Thank you. Got it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I suppose just a quick recap then. So as of in an hour's time, activity, listing, bids, etc. on TradePort are going to earn you points, which are going to be populating a leaderboard on the SlamNet website. Get your .slam domain as soon as possible. Register your SUI, your Aptos, your Near wallet on your domain to apply your boost to your leaderboard score, and the points are going to be updating every 24 hours. So make sure you circle back and see how your trading is being rewarded.
Great stuff, man. All right, I'm going to throw all these socials up on the screen just so you guys can get following all of them and then get you guys on your way to trade. But you can find TradePort over on X at TradePort XYZ. Absolutely be following them. Dive into the marketplace, get in their Discord, and check out those bots. Those look really cool, by the way, guys. Really cool. So I'm going to be in that Discord here soon and start playing around with those bots too. Yeah, boom. There's the marketplace, TradePort XYZ. You can follow Josh at Obsidian BTC. I love the handle. There we go. I love that. Here's Daniel, Plutus _ NFT. Scott, don't hate me for this, but you're up there too, buddy. HC Scott _ awesome dude.
We gotta get that follow count up, Scott.
He hates it. He hates he doesn't hate the followers, but he just yeah. Whatever, Scott. We got an influencer
like the
in
attention
you somewhere. He's got it in him.
Scott's an influencer. Look at him.
I'm a data engineer. I'm a basement dweller.
I love it, dude. And then of course, track your points, man. When you're trading on TradePort, when you're getting your degen on, see those points over on SlamNet. That's SlamNet XYZ/leaderboard, and get that freaking multiplier, guys. Get your .slam domain. Do they got to register it? Like, Scott, is there like a registration process once you buy it to like link it to a wallet?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all linked through the leaderboard. Once the leaderboard starts populating, there'll be like call to action buttons inside the leaderboard, which will allow you to navigate through to this page, register your domain, apply your wallet addresses to that domain as well. So yeah, I suppose the big thing is circle back to this page tomorrow. It might be worth doing a small update in like 6 hours perhaps, so we can get some data on there and get some excitement going. But we'll make sure that we pin a tweet on the SlamNet Twitter account once the leaderboard has been updated with a screenshot. And I think the TradePort guys are going to have a blog post out in the next couple of hours. So yeah, I'm not throwing you under the bus by saying the next couple of hours, hopefully, but yeah,
we will. Yeah.
We'll
have a blog post announcing the season, and then also a blog post for folks to go read through the ways that you can earn points.
Oh, very cool, very cool. When you have it, we'll send that out there to the community. Yeah, it might fund a wallet and do a little trading live, which would be a lot of fun. So yeah, be on the lookout for that later this afternoon. So there you go again, SlamNet XYZ /claim, get your domain, and then follow CryptoSlam at CryptoSlam.io. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Killer announcement, incredibly exciting, and just the time right now so special. So, this is a fun new element to add to this awesome NFT season. Season 1, TradePort, SlamNet, points farming, more to come. Guys, you're welcome back whenever. But again, thank you for joining, and Scott, thank you too, man.
Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome, guys. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time on the afternoon show with Henry the Grape and Joe. We'll be talking about this, everything happening in the space today. Bitcoin all-time high, meme coins wild. It's fun out there. Happy trading out there, guys. We will see you. Guys, stick around for just a quick minute just so I can say goodbye. This is where I fumble the exit.